Today on Judge Porter.
Case number 2577, Terrence Riggs versus Kent Storm. Mr. Storm.
Morning, Your Honor.
Are you the TV Mr. Storm?
Yes, I am.
He badmouthed me, and because of that, I got fired.
But you have this mind, oh, you know what? It may brighten up.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Porter is presiding. Court is now in session.
Good morning, everyone. Please have a seat. Oh, gosh. Good morning, Jeff. How you doing today?
Good morning, brother. Good morning.
Let's see here. What do we have today? We have case number 2577, Terrence Riggs versus Kent Storm. Gentlemen, please come to the podium. Mr. Storm.
Morning, Your Honor.
Are you the TV Mr. Storm?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
MPTV, Channel 8 News.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to our courtroom.
Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Riggs, sir, it says here that you're suing Mr. Storm for the amount of $50,000, lost wages, job, and pain and suffering. Please, can you explain what's going on here?
Yes, absolutely. Basically, I believe Mr. Storm, if that's his real name, he's basically been lying on the forecast.
What do you mean he's lying? Please explain.
So lately, I've noticed after a few weeks that he's been lying on the forecast so that he could come to the country club where I work at as a golf caddy. And it gets very busy there, I will admit. And he's been lying about there being rain or heavy weather so that he could come and basically golf there for...
I'm sorry, what days are we talking about when you're saying he's...
The weekends.
The weekend.
Specifically the weekends.
So are you saying that he's been doing this for weeks on end?
I've count at least 4.
Okay. All right. Okay. But how does that affect you?
Right. So on one of these occasions, the most recent one, where I called him out on it, saying that, hey, you doing this is causing me to lose money because the customer's not coming in and now I'm losing money. And because of that, he got agitated, upset, or whatever you call it, and he started, getting a little more aggressive, more physical.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Riggs. I'm just curious. How much money does a caddy make, give or take?
It's a country club, so
I understand that, but I ask you how much.
I know what I'm doing.
Mr. Riggs.
I get tips and
Mr. Riggs.
Yeah.
How much money does a caddy make? Tips included. How much?
Yearly or like?
Yearly. Let's say it's yearly.
Yearly. Okay, so I'm making like a good 72,000-ish.
I'm doing the wrong job.
Yeah, me too, Your Honor.
72,000. Okay.
But that's with the tips and stuff. Like,
Okay, I get it. So you're seeking $50,000 in damages. How did you saying you lost your job? How did you lose your job?
right, because the last time, like I was saying, he got a little physical with me last time, and I believe he went to my boss and said, I don't know what he said exactly, but he badmouthed me, and because of that, I got fired.
Okay.
After he got physical with me, it just makes it was just crazy.
Okay. Mr. Storm.
Yes,
sir, you've heard the accusations against you. Let me have your side of the story, please.
Well, first of all, let me say that my background in meteorology comes from the University of Columbia, which is one of the top universities in the world for meteorology.
That's a very good school.
So let me start with that as my training, so not that I'm just somebody who's predicting things that has no knowledge of. Secondly, as you may know, that weather is really tough to predict, and there are some things that meteorologists call what we say are nonlinear factors that control the predictability, mainly Mother Nature. So there's some things we can't control. As a meteorologist, I only could predict roughly 80% accuracy on a 7-day forecast, let alone a 10 or 14-day forecast that obviously goes down in numbers.
Okay, he's saying that, but what he's saying is that you've had a certain pattern over the past few weeks and the pattern has stayed the same.
No, I don't really agree with that. I mean, I'm an experienced meteorologist.
Okay.
And so let's keep in mind that it's pretty much impossible, especially in the tropical climates that we have here in Mango Park.
This is true.
It's with the moisture and the humidity that we have in this area, it's tough to predict when the lows and the highs are going to collide to create moisture. So I'm only going by what I can see through my analysis of the weather maps and the fronts and things of that nature.
Okay. Are you a member of the golf club where he works at?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. He's making the accusation that you got into a physical altercation. And I'm seeing here that you're requesting for a restraining order against him. You mind talking about that?
Yes, Your Honor. There was no physical altercation on my part. I mean, take a look at me. I mean, I'm pretty fit, but I am 65, and this young man is a lot younger and more fit than me. So I would be stupid to go ahead and try and accost this gentleman on the golf course. But yes. And number one, number two, I never have gone to his bosses to make any complaints.
Okay.
But he has been very aggressive on the course.
But you want to seek a restraining order against him?
Yes, I want to seek a restraining order against him. So when I do attend the golf course, I don't have to be in fear of my safety so I can enjoy my round of golf.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever encountered him outside of the golf course? Like
No,
in
Your
a
Honor. grocery
store or park?
No,
Just
sir.
everything, your only interaction is on the actual golf course?
Yes, sir.
And you're seeking a restraining. What did he do to make you think that you needed a restraining order against him?
Well, he came to me with these accusations of only making these predictions of rain on the weekend to thin the herd, if you will, so I could have free time to play golf by myself, basically.
Okay.
And he confronted me about that, and he got very aggressive about it. And I was kind of backing off from him, but he was like a dog with a bone. He wasn't going to let that go.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is what he's told us about the patterns, about it's sunny through the week, but on the weekends it's raining. That's fabricated on his end?
I'm not saying they're fabricated. I'm saying that a couple of occasions that may have been the case.
But you would agree that something like that, week after week after week, would be unusual? Maybe, give or take?
If it was continuously for weeks and weeks and weeks.
But you would never do that?
No, I would never do that. I'm a professional.
Jeff,
and
do you mind showing us this video here? I want to see what MPTV Channel 8 says with you.
Yes.
That's you, right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's me.
Okay, let's see what you're...
Unfortunately, folks, we're going to have a bad weekend with the high pressure system.
Okay, so it's raining during the weekend.
With the low pressure
Okay.
system coming up from the south.
Oh, here's another one, another
Really
week.
moist weather for the
Raining
weekend.
during the
So
weekend.
If I may, Your Honor.
Wait.
I would cancel them because I don't see this changing.
Nice outfit, by the way.
Next couple of days.
Oh, look, here's another one.
Next week,
Raining
better. We
on
get
the
some,
weekend,
cooler air
but
coming in,
it's
that'll push
sunny
that
throughout the
system
week.
away. So
Here's why my confusion is. Turn it off, Jeff. Thank you. Here's where my confusion is. If it's raining on the weekend and you predicted that it's going to rain on the weekend, why are you going to the country club to play golf?
Well, Your Honor, first of all, let me identify what we call the weekend in the meteorological world. It really starts at Friday at 5 o'clock, so it's not always Saturday and Sunday. Okay, those snippets that you saw, a couple of the predictions were based on meteorological facts. I had low pressure, I had high
Did you go
pressure.
to the golf club on Saturday and Sunday to play golf?
On one occasion, I did, Your Honor, yes, because weather patterns change.
Did you go to the golf club on Saturday and Sunday to play golf when it was sunny outside?
Yes, sir.
Even though you predicted on live television that it was going to rain that weekend?
Based on the facts that I had at the time, I made that prediction, yes.
And did you do that the week after that?
It may have been consecutive
Did you do
weeks.
that the week after that?
I can't recall if it was more than a couple weekends.
He just said 4 times. I'm pretty sure if I pull up a country club log, it may say something different than what you're telling me right now.
It may, but may I interject something about...
No, you may not interject something right now. Because it seems to me like Monday through Friday, it was good weather, but on the weekend you would tell people that it was going to rain. You know what's really weird about that? You're not the only network out there. As a matter of fact, they have apps, weather apps, and I'm pretty sure if I pull that up, the weather apps is going to show something totally different than what you tell me. I'm pretty sure if I go through the other networks, they're going to show something totally different than what you just told me. Because I find it kind of odd that consistently Monday through Friday, it was sunny, but on the weekend, you would tell the viewers that it was raining, but you still had the gall to report to a country club to play golf when you said it was going to rain. I don't know anyone that go to a country club to play golf when they say it's going to rain.
Weather patterns
I don't even go to my kids' softball game if I think it's going to rain that weekend. Matter of fact, it gets canceled. But you have this mind, oh, you know what? It may brighten up. But do you tell the viewers that it may brighten up? No. I just saw it on the thing. You said it's going to rain through the entire weekend, and you did it repeatedly. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I stand by my...
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I understand.
And then you go and get a restraining order, and I know that you probably went to his employers and said, I'm going to get a restraining order to get your employee because he's harassing me. Yeah, that's probably going to get that man fired.
Well, it wasn't harassment. It was physical.
Let me finish.
Physical. I feared for my safety. Number one. Number two, the issue here is why he was fired was because he's just a poor caddy.
Okay.
I've been on that golf course.
Gentlemen. Not in my courtroom. Don't overtalk me and don't overtalk each other. Not in my courtroom.
Ron.
You are not. Here's the thing. My mind's made up. I am not going to give you $50,000. Okay, I will give you $25,000 to make up for the pain and suffering because yes, I do feel that what happened to you was unjust. He lied so he can play golf and have a golf court all to himself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You really should. Not only that, you told a viewership that it was supposed to rain, so people changed their entire lives based on what you said. What you need to do is not only make an apology to this young man, but you need to apologize to every person who watches Mango Park TV, Channel 8 News, to watch you give a meteorology report. And I don't know what factors they do in the world of meteorology, if there's some type of sanctions, but if that exists, you should have it because you ought to be ashamed of yourself. So, with that being said, we're done here.
So I think Judge Porter's verdict was very just. I feel as though I was correct in my assumptions and my predictions and some things like that. I can't believe he said I was a bad caddy. I'm an amazing caddy. I do great tips. He scuffed my neck, my collar. I can't even pop it no more. It's crazy. But you know, I'm very glad with his ruling today.
Well, I do have a lot of respect for Judge Porter, but I totally disagree with his verdict. This is a gentleman who's a poor caddy. That's why he got fired. Number one. Number two, as I stated, meteorology is not an exact science. So I didn't have the ability to change predictions due to Mother Nature's forces. So I believe that he was a little kind of cad about not listening to what I had to say about him being a poor caddy. And that, I guess I'll have to make a retraction on the air coming soon. But I'm not the weekend anchor, so let's see what happens. But I really disagree with all this.